Hey everyone, let's unbox and take a look at Restaurants of the World, Mexico by Lego. This is set number 40907. Contains 326 pieces, and the set was provided by the Lego Group for the review. Thank you, Lego. And this is a promotional offer, so if you spend so much to the official Lego shop, you can get this added to your cart. I don't know, because the Lego Group was kind enough not to send me any info on the set, so... yeah, but it's such a shame too, because just by looking at this box art is grabbing my attention. It looks like we got ourselves a little taco stand here. Maybe it could be a souvenir shop. Look at all the bright colors being used in this build. We also get a minifigure, and this is limited edition. Oh boy, I can't wait to get into that. And I'm hoping that right there is printed, but I doubt it. And on the top of the box we get ourselves a little name tag, so you can give this away as a gift. I wish you could just buy these, but hopefully one day Lego will actually change their mind where you can actually purchase GWPs. But here's the back, and yeah, this is something you typically would see in Mexico. I mean, look at the bright colors in here. Well, I can't wait to dive into this one. Let's see what we got in the box here. Alrighty. Oh, I can't get anything out. Well, Alright, we're going to bring that down to a 9 already. We hadn't even started the build yet. Isn't that sad? But we'll start with the stickers first, and that's unacceptable, Lego. I've seen other building toys that pack these up better than what you've been doing lately. I was hoping this stuff would be printed, but, you know, I mean, Lego doesn't like having perfect sets. So here we have, looks like just a souvenir shop, or a, what is that there? Taqueria or something? I can't even pronounce that. My Spanish is really bad. I'll have to look up the phonetics of that. But, I mean, just look at that, though. It's a taco stand, pretty much. Look at all the bright colors used in that. Okay, well, let's see what we have for parts. No Brick Separator. I was expecting one for this since it's really just smaller parts. At least it's not a micro build. We get a minifigure with it. How many bags do we have here? Found the most important one. So it's a 3-bag special, not too bad. And just from what I can tell so far, this is going to be a nice, fun build. I don't think it's going to be too quick. It's over 300 pieces. But I think we're going to be in for a real treat. Okay, so this is going to be a one-and-done deal. I'm just going to do this whole thing in one installment. Let's turn on the light here for added viewability here. And yeah, I'm getting more disgusted with the way Lego's been packing these. And by now, if you've already watched the Hatsune Miku, they actually have the stickers in its own bag. Why doesn't Lego do that? Who knows? So 3 numbered bags. This should be a very fun build. It looks fun already. This right here looks like, I mean, this is something I want to build. And look at all the bright colors used in that. That is just telling me we are going to be in for a treat. Disclaimer, these are not to be considered or construed as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. These are just merely my notes for the review. I will try to cover everything as possible in this video. It means I'll try to show every angle that I can, but I cannot make a guarantee. And don't worry, I've already scanned that. And in addition, we will be pointing out the flaws and stuff in the set, such as this. That's where the scores come from. How is it packed and stuff like that. Or the build quality, build experience, is it a playable model? But all the opinions on this video are mine and mine alone, with the exception of this is a paid promotional offer. So yeah, Lego did provide this to me for a review, and that's exactly what we're going to do here. But mostly just sit back, relax, and enjoy the crude, boring, lame commentary. I'll try to slip some exciting stuff in there. But for the most part, we're going to be in for a fun treat. Alrighty, well, let's begin with bag 1. Let's build it. Let me get the camera situated here for you. I am fighting another head cold. Isn't that fun? And today is Monday. I think today is the 28th. Oh no, today's March 30th, 2026. Oh boy, we're almost done with March. Oh, time flies. Well, it's flying now because I got all my stupid chores done, so now I can just sit back and build some Lego sets. Oh, wow, that's kind of a cool torso. We'll take a look at that here in a bit. Some 6x10 plates. I always like to take a look at, you know, like the parts. I've got some clay pots and stuff like that. And I think we are going to have a little fun with this one today. And let's get on to the minifigure. And I don't see anything scratched. I think Lego purposely sabotages their own sets so they can get really bad builds. Oh, we're going to have to collect more of these. I hope they do send them to me. Then I can have a whole entire diorama of them. But if they don't, that's quite all right. You know, that kind of thing. So we got to put together the minifigure here. How's everybody's week been going? Mine's been kind of going up and down. I've been fighting this nasty cold. Yeah, all that kind of thing. Work. And that's been kind of draining me out a little bit. She's got green hands. Must be wearing gloves. But, pretty much, yeah. Make sure I get her wig on. And I like that torso. Got that whole Spanish vibe there. And that takes care of the minifigure. Okay, now it looks like we're moving on to the main part of the... I'm trying to think. I think QU is K, so it could be Taqueria. I don't know. We'll get to that. Let me see here. Taqueria. I think I'm saying that right. If anybody can help me out with that, I think it's Taqueria. I think QU is actually K, where in English or Western it's Qua. I don't know. Like I said... me and speaking foreign languages, being dyslexic is not very helpful. So yeah, I have made some progress over the week. I got a tutorial film, and it's related to camping, so I'll tell you that much there. And I did some more of my avatar. Now I've got to remind myself. There's a couple things I forgot in the last few videos. So here is what I have so far on my VTuber avatar. That's what he looks like. So I got to make a note to insert a picture there. So far that's what I've done, and I got him to work. I'm going to make a test video and see how well it comes out. Okay. That's been taking me some time to get to work, but I managed to get him to work pretty well. Now I got to make him look more like me. I am going to keep the big anime eyes because let's just kind of keep it more cartoonish. If I want to make it look realistic, I'll just get on video and be done with it. One and done deal. There are a couple things that I've learned, though, is getting hand tracking to work. I got to buy a special device for hand tracking or get another webcam. So, yeah, I got to think on that. Do I really want to spend money on that right now? So I'm going to just do the face right now, and the hand expressions will be later. In addition to that, doing the graphics on that was not too bad, but the hair has been taking a toll on me. So I got to do the spiky hair and all that stuff. And my hair just kind of is mostly messy for the most part. So I always like wearing my hair messy. Just, I don't know, the girlfriend likes it, so I leave it like that. Gals know their guys' hair more than us guys do. I don't think I even have that in flame yellowish orange. Yeah, I have never been to Mexico before, and I really have never seen. I've seen buildings like this on TV, but Mexico is probably one of the few places it just doesn't excite me to go. You know, any place I want to go would probably be France. That kind of thing. But I've been more or less, though, we got to be very careful, no brick separator. We got to make sure we put all these in right. Is I need to get going on a lot of stuff. Like I got a few projects I want to get into, and V-tubing is one of them. And I know somebody's going to roll their eyes going, oh, Jay, please don't do that. I don't know how extensive I'm going to get on here with it. I've been reading a lot more why people do them. I can understand if you're a gal using V-tubing software. But for a guy, you know, it's kind of more or less just something fun. But V-tubing software is also a safe way to get on the internet without have to show your face. Some people are not into that. Every time I show my face, what's wrong with your eyes? Why do you have a vision impairment? Like I just woke up one day and just picked it or something. So that's why I don't like getting on video. Or I would be getting on video a lot on here. But I'm going to be doing the V-tubing stuff. I could more or less just have fun with it instead of just boring old me on video. And two, yeah, just fun, you know, just kind of goof off with it and kind of learn new software and stuff. I put that in the wrong place, but I did not. But stuff like this, putting sets like this together is always a treat to just build and have fun. So it looks like we're just going for a cobblestone here. Right now we're just working on the base here. No, that doesn't go in there. Gotta be careful. Ooh, I need that for something. Actually, I don't think I need it anymore. Yeah, this is some kind of a rock facade here, like a cobblestone path. But I've just been busy with stuff. And there's one thing I forgot to share in one of my other videos is my Morro Bay photos. So Jay, insert Morro Bay. Here's one of our room. I took that during the sunset. And then I took another one with the last day we were there when the sun was hitting the rock during the sunrise, and I did a panoramic shot of the view that we had. And yeah, you just overlooked the bay, but you know what? Hey, that was not too bad at all for a business trip thing. So it wasn't too bad of a trip, like I mentioned in a few videos ago. It was just the bunch didn't want to do much of anything. But hey, it was something different than I wake up and I see my neighbor's house. So I got to remember to put that in there because, you know, I like to share things on here with you guys and gals and such. Okay, now we're going to start building up the sides of this, lower sides, I guess. We just had to get done with the base. But, you know, I'm trying to think of some trips to go for the summer. I'm thinking of just going camping. Girlfriend wants to kind of go poke around and see what other places we can go see. I said, sure. I said, the problem is, though, the further we go in summer, the crowded things are going to get, and you're going to get more riffraff. So I'm trying to convince her otherwise, you know, I don't want to be here at the house. And yes, you do get a printed lime piece. You put the lime in the coconut and drink it all up. I bet a lot of people are going to hate me for that because I just reminded them of that goofy song again. Who's ready for vacation? Okay, so we're not done with that yet. So it looks like we're just getting tacos. I wish Lego would print these out as taco shells. Okay. Maybe a bowl of rice or beans. And I thought these were new cups, but no. That's what they did. I've been seeing them use these a lot for straws and stuff. Not too bad. So eventually when I get to building this set, when I start getting to doing reviews solely on this channel here, this is the format that I'm going to be doing. And we're just going to build the whole thing and just enjoy it. And that goes right on here. Just look at the bright colors being popped out at us here. I mean, that's pretty good for what we have here. All right. Got my camera all charged up, ready to go, which is good. I'm getting ready to release that. Let me see if I can say her name right. Hatsune Miku. I know some of you were kind of disappointed that I didn't do anything else. Why did I pick her? It was meant as a joke between a few buddies of mine and myself. That's why I picked it. Just something fun. You don't need to worry about my sanity here. I just picked it just because it would just be something to worry, or not worry about, something just fun, you know, something to kind of tinker around with, just to see. You know, we'll see where it goes. And the whole video made some views, but not as much as I'd like to see, but we'll see what happens. But maybe one day we will get this channel up to like 1 million subs. I doubt it, but we'll see here. And so far so good. And it looks like this here goes right down in there. A little buffet there. Now I'm hungry for tacos. Okay. We got a lot of small parts left. Oh, we're not... No, we're not done yet. I almost deprived you there. Got one of these gauges here. When I was doing the Hatsune Miku video, I'd never done anything like that before. So that, if that does take off, I'll get some more builds. And I noticed I was working over here off to the side more, so I need to figure out how I'm going to redo the angle on that. I'm not going to take that thing apart and redo it, because that would just be brutal. And right now, this is what we've done so far for bag 1. So bag 1 just does the base and the first floor, or the lower walls. And yeah, it looks like we have one of each of all these small parts here. That looks about right. Some of you have been piecing these together, so that's what we have remaining for bag 1. Not too shabby. Alright, now we're moving on to bag 2. And so far, this set is keeping my interest, which is even better. And we're still at a 9 just due to packing. Nothing wrong with build quality, build experience. So far, everything's what it should be, you know. Oh, we got a transparent radiator grill. So, if you're looking for something that's going to be fun, hopefully you can get your hands on this. Because look at all the nice, vibrant colors we have in this set. Yeah, I'm back at watching ReZero, Life in Another World. I've been really getting into it, so right now I'm almost done with season 3. Yeah, I never thought I'd ever get into anime, but here I am. At least I'm being man enough to tell you that I'm getting into it, you know. I don't want to leak out for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, but watch it, give it a whirl. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Alrighty. We're going to have to be careful here because we're getting to a lot of small stuff. But I've been finding out more dudes watch anime, so I guess it's okay if I can. So we got ourselves a little anime channel. We talk on there and stuff like that. Matter of fact, we were talking about you know how some of these guys make these life-size mannequin dolls of these creatures, these characters. And I got to thinking, you know, it'd be kind of cool if we did do that. I'd have to find a mannequin, but I'm not going to go that far. Like we're building ourselves some kind of a bush. Could be a cactus. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of these. I don't think I even have these in May. Oh, speaking of I don't have, I have been parting out sets like a banshee. I have been ripping apart stuff, like just getting rid of things. And you can have a lot of Lego. You can sometimes you can obtain too much. So I've been ripping apart a bunch of these older sets that I have. Some old tutorials that I filmed. Some of them are tutorials I hadn't released yet. And so I've been just slowly disassembling some of my older stuff to make room for new stuff, because I've been running out of parts for things. Thinking, I know I have this, and I'll look around thinking, I don't see this part anywhere, but I know I have like 10 of them, only to find out I didn't take the stuff apart. So that means that I gotta go back in and do that. I gotta make two of these here. Alright, so this must be a cactus then, like a small little cactus. Okay, I see where that goes. Some people I know watch these because they get confused. If I'm stopping, yeah, I would get confused too. I think that's how it's supposed to be. I mean, it looks good to me because they show it right here with that flower at the top and it's lower there. So this goes right with that. Oh, it goes on that, I think. Okay, it does go on there. So they're using this plate or this brick here to anchor that down. Not too bad. I'd say build quality in this so far is pretty decent. Pretty decent. And a lot of these colors is stuff we don't normally work with, which is even better. Okay. Yeah, I notice I've been getting kind of carried away with rants and these, so I'm trying to keep them down to a roar. Wow, I never thought I'd ever see these come in cool yellow. I think I have that, but yeah, I mean, if that's a very interesting color, is cool yellow. If you're finding that or you want to use it for a house or something, I like to build a house in that, and I need to get enough of it. I don't have a lot of it. So I'm trying to get as much as I can. Shulker shells for the Minecraft. That's a nice part to have. Yeah, so in addition to having this stupid head cold, I have just been sweating like a hog. Plus also doesn't help too, I've been outside exterminating black widows. I've been cleaning up the side of my house, getting rid of some stuff, and those creatures are just all over the place, so I've been exterminating. I'm going to have to fumigate a bunch of things over there, including a junk car that I'd like to get hauled off. I don't care who that makes mad, I just need to get rid of this stuff so I can use that side of the house, because I don't even have access to the loading dock out there. Yeah, I do have a small loading dock here. And here, oh, a machete. Where's Jason Voorhees, huh? That's what he needs. I don't think I even have any of those. I don't think I have any of those. You know, it's so sad I'm not even paying attention to the stopwatch. That tells me this is a very interesting build. I'm hooked to this one. I really want to build this one. Yeah, I haven't been accepting any new sets. So like right now, if I get offers, it depends on the offer. I'm getting very picky right now until I get through about 90% of my reviews. Right now I'm in the 80s, but I need to get as many things done as I can before I accept new sets, because it could just take it just takes a lot of time. Okay, it looks like we're building some kind of maybe a blender or something. I don't know what that is. I've got to find the stick here for it. But I have been ripping apart literally just stuff, just taking apart a lot of things. And I just got so many sets right now. And somebody had said, why don't I donate them? I wish I can, but I'm not allowed to. So I just used them for maybe this is some kind of a chocolate sundae. I don't know. Not sure what that's for. I mean, it sits right there. I don't know. Could be. I mean, why do we have those radiator grills? Or maybe it's to keep the chocolate warm so it'll melt all over the place. We do not know yet. Yeah, I'm wondering how that Hatsune Miku is going to be doing on YouTube. Hope she gets a lot of views. Then I could go out and buy another one. I think they got 3 versions of her. And get that would be kind of cool. And I know somebody say, why don't I do Optimus Prime and all these other ones? Yeah. I got to do something with some commentary. And yeah. I mean, I used to be in Transformers when I was real little and stuff. But yeah. Time to get the really goofy stuff. My nose is starting to run. I got plenty of these in that color. We got to make 2 of these. So I'm hoping to get this set filmed today and start editing this one. If not, then I don't. But I'm trying to get as much as I can get done just to kind of get things going. Okay, it looks like we're doing some kind of maybe shelving thing. I don't know what that is. Or maybe it could be a menu board, because I have a feeling we'll be needing that, because I can see it right on there plain as day with my bad eyes. That's how bad it is. Yeah, but back to the VTuber stuff. Boy, I cannot wait to show you guys that. I will make a video and drop that. You may see that before this is released here. It's weird. I mean, I'm sitting there just goofing off with it yesterday. It's going to be like, the voice doesn't match the face, but I don't know. I'm going to have some fun with it. Why not? You know, I mean, this is all meant for fun. It's better than sitting down and watching the news. In fact, I wonder what nonsense is going to happen this week. So we'll find out eventually. But for me, it's all about the anime. Nah, I'm just watching anime right now. I think that Miku doll is probably the only thing I'm going to go as far as. And we're going to need sticker number 2, which goes on that. Yeah, it's not too bad. I'm just hoping you guys like the okay, that's a menu board. We can see that plain as day. Okay, it goes like that. It right there in the center where it's sticking out the back a little bit. Hey, we're halfway done with the sticker sheet. And then this goes right here. This thing's built very well, actually. It's not cheap. I mean, it's loose right now because we're not done, but it's not that bad. Not that bad at all. And we're doing some stools now. We need these and the shulker shells. I like these because Lego has everything anchored down, which is even better. In fact, I do have one of my viewers, more like a friend too, lives in Mexico. I think he lives in Mexico City or something like that. You know, that's the beauty about doing YouTube. You meet people from all around the world. You talk to people with different cultures, different backgrounds. Okay, it looks like we're focusing another shelving unit on this side here. And yeah, it's always kind of cool just to kind of, you know, like, I know somebody from Japan, Korea. I've talked to a Korean before. I've talked to, you know, of course, people here in the States, but also Canadians. I'm trying to think of any, obviously France. The UK, I got a lot of viewers from the UK. You know, you're like, okay. And it kind of opens up my eyes to some new stuff. Instead of just doing, because a lot of my builds are based off of Western stuff. I need to start kind of exploring and do things like Asian architecture. I like Asian architecture. I'd like to get into that stuff. It'd be kind of cool. Okay, like that. So I just got to find the time to get into building mocks. But right now, that's going to be easier said than done. But since I've been doing YouTube, it's just cool, you know, being exposed to new stuff that if I wasn't on YouTube, I would be isolated. You know, that's the beauty of doing YouTube. I've done these before, double stacked. Well, stack 2, then stack another 2. Saves a lot of time there. If you're from a different country, let me know. I know some people don't want people to know. That's quite all right. But I'm from the States, obviously, if you could tell by the Western accent. But here, well, we all like Lego. Okay, now it looks like we're doing the header here. And in between all these, I'm blowing my nose. At least I'm editing that out for you. I don't edit my videos, but when I do, it's just blowing my nose or something. But I keep the builds as much as intact as I can. Yeah, like I said, a lot of you prefer watching these. But I've been reading more comments. You like the commentary. You like me talking to you. I mean, how many YouTubers talk to you? Not a whole lot. A lot of them don't, you know... Lego. Now, come on, we could have put a 1x10 in there. I'm sure there's an orange one. Are we fluffing up the part count? Is that what we're doing? Yeah, that's why I sound whiny. I'm just not feeling well today. Okay, looks like this fits back in here. The only thing I like about this, it's pinching all these together. So all these plants and stuff are just pinched and clamped in, which is even better because we don't have to worry about that coming apart. Well, that flew off. Oh, there it is. Butterfingers today. So it faces like that. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you're from. We all like doing Lego. That's all that matters. And we're not ready for that yet, but I do not have that in dark red. Every time I see dark red, I think of Christmas, holiday colors. Well, we're a long ways away from Christmas, folks. But that goes right on top of there. This is a nice little build. Why couldn't this be an actual set, though? I'm going to make that known in the review. This should have been a set. I mean, Lego, come on now. Probably going to have to spend like probably a few $100s just to get this, or maybe thousands of insider points. That's where I kind of have my gripe with them. Is like I'm like some of you about the GWPs with the Pokemon sets. It's like, why? These are the sets I think kids would have a lot of fun putting together, but if they're not for retail, you know, that's just the sad thing. It's like we're preparing for the roof. Yeah. I have so many of these little cheese slopes. I remember when I did that Michael Myers house, boy, I used a bunch on there. Used a bunch on that house. If you've seen it, it's on my main channel. I think that's it because we only got one of each here. Well, let's see if it is. It is. And so far, that's what bag 2 does there. It looks like we just did the walls and stuff. It looks pretty good, just as is. But we're missing the top part here. And so far, I'm going to say the build experience, this one is fun. This is a really fun build. And that's what we have remaining. Alright, we're going to be wrapping up with bag number 3. And I want to thank everyone on my main channel and Patreon for being contributors. It's always a big help because that's given me extra time to take off of work to do more big stuff. That's why you've only seen small stuff. And I want to thank everyone for checking out my Rebrickable profile, downloading my building guides. I'm working on a new one well, there are 5 small guides I'm going to bundle up into one, but these are older builds, so I got to go through and either clean up the building guides or clean up the builds. So you'll probably see that. And most importantly, something fell behind here, jumped this lip on the back. Just one of these little stud things. If you like the style of video, you like hearing my crude commentary, or just want me to put you to sleep, thank you for subscribing and sticking around. That's always a big help. Because, yeah, that's what this is all about, is just sitting back and building stuff. And, well, we got to sneak a little bit of technique in here, just basic stuff. Like that. I had to go in and tell my bunch that I'm going to be filming because they're home. Like, I'm getting this done. I don't want to have to wait 2 or 3 hours, so I was like, I want to get it filmed now. Each section, each bag is taking about roughly 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, so it's not too terribly bad. I just want to keep up on these set reviews. Like I said, I'm not taking any more offers right now until I get to maybe... When I get to the trio, yeah, that's going to be a while before I even get there. I did get somebody contacted me on Discord, asked me, they can't wait to see me do the Pokemon sets. They're coming. I got Eevee done. Eevee will probably be released after this one. But I have her done. As far as for the build installments, she'll be released beforehand. Okay, now we're moving on to the roof. I don't know why we didn't put these pieces in with the other bags. It's beyond me. I don't know. I don't know what Lego does sometimes. Well, we got to start somewhere, right? And I have got a bunch of these plates with bows. Like, I'm literally just scoring a bunch of those. Yeah, this is a set here you could build all year round. I don't think this one's boring by any means. This one's really fun. Looks like now we're adding some Spanish tiles to the roof. Yeah. So hopefully... Yeah, I was reading on how to get my avatar to animate in the video here, and there's really no easy way of doing it. I'd have to film... First, I'd have to film this clip and then insert him in later. That means I would have to do that. I may have to try him out sometime. Maybe do a test or something in here. I don't know, maybe do a test in this video. I don't know. It depends on how far I get. But if I get that to work, we're going to have a little fun here. Now, I got to be careful. If anybody hasn't heard, YouTube got their pants sued because parents couldn't keep their kids off the internet. I don't know why. So we got to make everything not kid friendly, and if it ever comes down to it, folks, I may have to start cussing in my videos. It's not that I want to do it. I know there's parents that trust me with their kids. Their kids watch my videos. I don't, on my main channel, this channel's a little different. I don't cuss in my videos. I don't, I don't get in here. We don't belittle people. Everybody builds differently. But the whole thing about it is we all enjoy the hobby. That's what my main focus is, and I don't want to stray away from that. And I don't want to be like, okay, guys, I have to start inserting cuss words in the videos because of the stupid kid thing. It's going to get to that point one day where I have to do that. But it would be intentional. It won't be like I slipped up, which I've done a few times on here and I have to remove it. But it won't be for long before family-friendly content you're actually going to have to pay for. That means I'd have to put it behind a paywall, which I don't want to do. You think it'd be the other way around, but hopefully it doesn't get down to that. So if your kids like watching YouTube, just sit back and enjoy the videos with your children, and explain to them that this is just entertainment. This is just entertainment for me. Here on this channel, we don't bully people. That's not what we're here for. Which side do we do this on? They show the brown. Okay, so it's like this. Flip it over this way. So it's like that with this here. Flip it that way. How I know that is they show the brown here. Well, they show the brown here and here. So just flip it like that, okay? And then we're going to start down here. Okay. I mean, the whole thing about doing family-friendly content is just that, is it's universal. Yes, I'd love to cuss in my videos. I cuss like a sailor daily. I'm not going to kid you. But, yeah, it's... on YouTube, no. We're not going to do that on here. But it seems like it's gotten to that point. The whole COPPA nonsense. Remember that? What was that? COPPA, Children's Online Protection Act, something like that. Well, what I would do if my kids were getting a little too addicted to the internet, I would just unplug the wire from the modem and be like, okay, you've had a little too much. Time to cut you off, you know. I mean, I do that today if somebody gets a little too rowdy and stuff. You know, why do I do that? You know, why do parents don't do that? I don't know. It's my generation that doesn't do that. You can set those parameters. Like I have a console on the main machine that I can do that. But a lot of people are not tech savvy. Okay, build quality, obviously. This should have been put in last. There we go. Build quality starting to flake a little bit. All right. I mean, we're putting those there. Why don't we put these in there with that black one? Would have been easier. Yeah, putting things in backwards is kind of a turd sometimes, but we survived. And then after that, we got the fun stuff. Isn't that cool? Look at all those colors. So we got to flip this back over here. Yeah, I'd say that this is a fun one here. I'm having fun. But I did receive a letter from one of my fans. I asked for permission if I can share their son's content with you guys and gals. I'm waiting for their reply. And if they do, I'm going to do it on my main channel, but I'm also going to insert a video here. We're going to talk about this young gentleman's build and his note. They may tell me to censor the name out. They may tell me no. And if they do, that's fine. But I have no problem sharing people's. If you're a parent, you're taking the time to contact me and share me your child's builds. Yeah, I'm gonna. Whoops, put that in the wrong way. I will try my best to share their content. You know. So we got the dark orange, reddish orange, not dark orange, reddish orange. Look at the colors. But no, we're not done yet. We got to put more on there. But my whole goal about this is just to share my ideas. And a lot of the people on, especially our government, and I'm not getting into politics on this, you know, there's people like me who do this as a hobby. This is just something I do. I preserve my ideas on YouTube. If I'm not going to, and here's the deal, if I wasn't going to want to preserve my ideas, I'd just build the stuff and move on. But for some, what are we doing it like that with stripes? So this one must start there. It must mean the next one would be green. And it is. So yeah, we just kind of shift them over. I would have thought they would have been random. But like this is just preserving my notes. Oh, I put that one in backwards. Whoopsie. Boy, that is getting to be hard. I'm going to tell you right now, this needed a brick separator. I may have to ding this down to probably an 8, 8.5, because a brick separator would have been helpful with something this small. Well, Jay, you should have about 1,000 of those. Yeah, but if this is your first set, you know. Or Lego should include a brick separator with every order. Alright. And then now we got to plop this onto that. And so we'll do it like this so you can see it better. You should be able to see that. Just stick that in there. Push it down in there. Whew. Okay. Close it up. Whoa, yeah, I'd say build quality on this is very fragile now. I'm going to say it's probably more than 8 due to that. So be careful, because some of these pieces are going to come off. Well, they tried their best trying to close that gap up there. But look at all those bright colors in there. Boy, this looks fun, huh? Even tells you to swing it down and put a butterfly on it. Oh boy, we got to put that on there. We don't want to forget that. That's right there. Okay, now it looks like we're putting on some accessories. So we got to make some kind of a lantern. Make 2 of these. Oh, these are not too bad. These would make good light fixtures for above the bathroom sink. Alright, and then you stick these on the sides. You got to make 2 of them. You got to swing them like this. Alright, why don't we put those there in the first place? Well, we got to make another one. Yeah, I try to keep the politics out of the videos, but sometimes it's like the cost of parts. Things have just got up in price lately. It's just, you know, not fun. There we go. Just makes the Lego hobby more out of reach for a lot of people. And it's going to be a toy for rich people before you know it. I'm far from being rich, but more or less it's a fun hobby. It's just very pricey. Very pricey. But, you know, it teaches you how, you know, if you're getting, especially if you're a young builder, budgeting, what you really want, what you need. Like, I need some parts. Okay? A lot of these sets do not provide the parts I need, or if they do, they're not enough. So what do I have to do? I have to order parts. There's budgets that I have on tutorials, and tutorials usually only have like $1 or $2. It depends on the size of the tutorial. And let me make sure here that doesn't look right. Well, that's supposed to be a red one. Whoopsie. So usually, like my smaller tutorials, maybe no more than maybe 50 cents, maybe $1. It could go a long ways away. And the larger stuff like campers, a few dollars. That McDonald's that I built was like 15 something dollars. That was a budget. But that's also including parts I already have. You know, that kind of thing. So it's all about budgeting. You know, if you're getting into this thinking, oh, this stuff's expensive, yeah, it is. Don't buy it all at once. Some people can. I'm going to admit I don't buy all this stuff at once. This was given to me for a review offer. This technically is not my set until I am done with the review. When will I be done with the review? When I submit it to Lego. And right now, I'm not done. I'm still actively building this. I got to review it, and then I got to post a video, and just something like that versus just buying a set with your own money and it's in your collection. Just from what I'm doing now takes about a month before I can claim it as mine. So it, you know, it takes a while. But I think it's supposed to lean like that. Yes, it is. So yeah, getting into this hobby, it's expensive, but it's also fun. But it's just a very pricey hobby. Okay, now we're going to be focusing on the taco. Taco. I may be able to squeeze this out on Taco Tuesday. There we go. That might work. Tacos. That doesn't sound like a bad idea. Yummy. Let's get some tacos. We had homemade tacos last week. They were really good. Make your own ground beef. Put the special sauce in there and all that stuff, and just kind of have some fun and have tacos. If the mosquitoes weren't so bad, we'd sit outside and eat tacos. But unfortunately, it's gotten so miserably hot. Well, it's been in the 80s and 90s, but the mosquitoes alone, they come out in the evening. That's during dinner hour. So, yeah, not too fun. Ooh, we're going to have to do 4 of those boogers. Oh. Must be the tomato or the hot sauce for the taco. Yummy, yummy. Who wants tacos for lunch today? Yeah, it's so nice once I got all my personal chores done. So I got to worry about the car and stuff. But other than that, everything else is pretty much done. I got a good clean bill of health and all that stuff, so I don't have to do much of anything. Just enjoy my year. Except my eyes got a little worse, so it could just due to age. But there was somebody on Reddit that was dealing with the same issue I was back in the day when I had to do a driving test every 2 years. And this gal was in her 70s. When I had to do my driving test, I was in my 30s. But I just told her, I said it's the same thing except for the freeway portion. She says, well, I don't drive the freeway. I said, well, don't let them know that. So just get on the freeway, get off the freeway. I said, they're only going to be on there for 5 minutes. I said, you don't want to restrict yourself. I mean, I've done tacos before with that taco cart I built, but I say this one looks pretty good. I mean, it's a complete taco. Make you hungry, huh? Where's the cheese at? I get done with this, I got to do some chores around the house. I got to pick up some stuff. I got one video I need to edit still because I got to release it today, which is part 4 of that educational set. And that educational set, that was not fun. This is fun. This I wanted to build. That educational set, I got one more of those left, and I do not want to build it at all. And right there. All right, but we're no, we are not done yet. Why? Because we got to put the sign on there. Nobody's gonna know what we're serving here. I got one nose cone left, but I don't know where that came from. No, we're not done yet. That's probably why. I keep thinking of tequila, taqueria. All right, let's put that on there. Let's get taqueria done. No. Lego, you need to make it chikorita. Ash's #1 crush. Oh, well, I got that almost on there. Putting these on round tiles for me is like a handicap. I just cannot get them on there. And then I do, there's air bubbles stuck under them. I wish that was printed. That'd make a good piece for a mock. Why don't I use stickered parts for mocks? Because the sticker sheet is hard to get a hold of, and I need to hang on to that. So when I do the review, because now you notice in the description I tell you if there's a sticker sheet, does it have a brick separator? Because some people want to know. Okay. Now we got to turn our attention here, which is a little, some smoke coming out of the chimney. The vape chimney. That's where the guys are vaping. It's blowing it up the chimney, so the girlfriends don't know. I don't know. And there we go. Oh, I thought we were done yet. No. We got one piece, but they saved this for dead last. It goes right inside this bowl here. The stud. At least that's good. At least we don't have to fight with that falling out there. So don't forget that. You see that? Okay, you did. And I think maybe we're done now. I don't know. I see one of each. And that's it. Very fun build. Very fun. And this is what we should have remaining here. So some people wanted to know what parts come in after we're done. So if you're watching this and you have a difference, check your work. That's how I know. I've been doing this for so long now, I know exactly what's in the bag and what's not. Alright, so be prepared. We're going to start setting up today. Yeah, I'd say in summation of thoughts while I'm setting this one up here, it's fun, but I'm disappointed because it's a GWP offer and it's not a set that you can just normally purchase off the shelf. Because something like this would have made a great educational set. And we got a place for her to stand too. So this is just a quickie. When I do the review on this one, that's just it. I am going to be done with her. But I mean, just take a look at it. It's bright and colorful. This is not a bad GWP. I don't know what we're going to need to get it, but I just know that it was not too bad at all. And yeah, this one's got a lot of color. Look at the color just popping out of this one here. At least with these build installments, I'm not lying to you. I'm not going to fool you. This was one of the sets. This was a really fun, colorful build. Even if I had to work to get this one, which I did because I got to do the paperwork on it, this one's still not a bad one here. Not bad at all. We got our minifigure and stuff, but I think an 8 would be fair. Just a little bit for build quality, no brick separator and damaged stickers. Hopefully your mileage will vary. It's still a very decent score, but the build experience made this one worthwhile. It's a fun playable model too. It's scaled for figures, and this right here is built up to where you could drop this in a city. You could put this behind like a building or something and it would still work, you know. I think we're ready to go for the review, just so I can hurry up and breeze through it because I got a bunch of other things. I got to finish up some work stuff. But yeah, let's dive right into the formal tour. Here's the Taqueria Stand all assembled, and honestly it's a very bright, colorful build, as you can tell. We're going to take a look at the minifigure first. And her torso is really nice. I like that. She's got a single-sided head, nothing special. But yeah, like she's ready to serve up some tacos here. Even the pants are cool. And here is the Taqueria Stand. Here we got some stools here, but be careful, these just come out very easily. I'm not sure if that's their intent, so you can sit minifigures down on there. Obviously they're not going to sit on here very well because, let's take a look here. You know, they're going to fall off. I wish there was a way they can add a stud or something on that, but hey, you know what? It's still cool. We'll put that in there. I'm trying to anyways. Now, unfortunately, these two items here are stickered. We also got a menu here. And you saw at the unboxing, the sticker came in slightly damaged, but it came out okay. But look at all the color here we have for the flags. I think that's what it is, or some kind of like a banner or something down there. You know, that menu board. I mean, I wish that was printed. We got the butterfly on the top. Got this little taco piece here. Not too bad. And it's a playable model too, as you can tell in the back. It's open for play, and even adult hands can reach in here too, so you can set her right in here. And you know, there's plenty of room. They even got this cutout up here too, so you can put your hand in there and help her serve food. And she does fit very well with it. And in addition, we have all sorts of, I think that's chocolate or something. I don't know what that would be. Maybe it's a way to heat up the food. We got some transparent radiator grills here. Like maybe that's used for a heater or something. But we also got tacos. We got plates. Got accessories. This is a nice little accessory set. And you know, this one could be dropped in a city if you choose. It's even the right height for a minifigure. It just looks cool. Here's the other side. We got like a cactus over here with some plants. Here's some smoke coming out of the chimney. It's got a lot of detail for a GWP set. This is really a nice build. Really nice. It just looks cool. I like this one. This is probably one of my favorite GWPs other than the holiday ones. But for me personally, it's not a bad build. But how excited was I to put this one together? Well, we're going to start the review with build experience, and this was a set that I really enjoyed putting together. I think it was the use of the bright colors used throughout the build that just pulls your attention in. In addition, there were some pretty interesting building techniques to put together, like the cactus. The taco was pretty clever in how we put that together there, and it wasn't too bad of a build experience. So if you're looking for something with a lot of fun, bright colors in here, your build experience is going to be very pleasant with this build. Now, build quality is about average to above average. These stools can fall off. I've had a few other pieces come off, like there was a piece under this roof that fell off when I was putting the roof together. But it was just more or less average to above average. It wasn't something really totally wow factor, unlike the build experience. But build quality, you know, it's enough to get you by here, but it's a pretty strong model once it's assembled, except for the chairs. You got to be careful, these will just fall off. And that piece of lettuce that's sitting inside this pot here, it could be what's it, avocado dick? I don't know. But you know, I'd say that the build quality, this is just more or less average, above average. Now, play value, as you can tell, this is a playable model. Everything's scaled for minifigures, and in addition, this could work in your Lego city. You can put this right up against the wall of another building and just have it as a taco stand. Looks good. I mean, this has got potential to be dropped in a city. You just have to replicate this cobblestone or just build another step up to it to hide this, but it should be fine for a city. In addition, if you want, you could use the pieces out of this or use it for inspiration to build another shop if you want. Maybe make this an information kiosk. It looks pretty cool nonetheless. And honestly, though, there's a lot of play features. You get a lot of accessories with this build, especially for a GWP. Now that leads to an issue here about GWPs. You can't just purchase this, and I'm not sure what the qualifying purchase is to get this set. But as you can tell, though, this should have been more or less a retail set than anything else. This one was a lot of fun, and Lego could have snuck in some educational value into this set. But for me personally, though, it's a nice build. I just wish it was more widely available for you to just grab and have a lot of fun with. So I'd say my score on this set is going to be an 8 out of 10. You saw how the stickers were damaged in the unboxing, but in addition, some parts may flake off, and you do need a brick separator because we are messing with a bunch of small pieces. Lego needs to figure out a way to sneak brick separators in or give them as a discount when you're getting sets like this, because it's more or less a needed tool with smaller parts. I'm not dinging off for stickers because like stuff like this, it's in different languages. I do understand. So like they may have this written in a different language. So I think honestly the stickers are okay with this one. That's where it's warranted that you could use the stickers for this model. But all around though, I really enjoy putting this one together, and that's my honest opinion. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat this one. This was a fun one. If you watch the build installments, I had a lot of fun putting this one together. It was just the colors, they pull you into the build. I just wish this one wasn't a GWP. I wish this one was more or less a retail set, but tell me what you think.